Now, what is my business? It's this question that I put out to my Facebook fam. Hey, I am Havilah Malone. And if you didn't see, you can check out my YouTube channel. I did a video with a good friend of mine about relationships, and there was this really hot guy at the gym that she wanted to approach, but didn't know how to approach him, or should she, or what she should do, and all that good stuff. So we had a conversation about it. We did this video, and we kind of put it out there, get some feedback, and I put out a question of the day. And the question was, do guys like to pursue women that they're interested in, or be approached by a woman first? And I got some pretty interesting responses from some gentlemen that I'm going to share with you, especially you ladies, if you are interested and want to know, because I know I wanted to know, kind of what's the feel? Like, what are guys thinking? Like, kind of get in that head and get some real insight. So I'm going to share with you some of the comments that came back, because they were quite interesting. So we had Joel from London, England. He said, wow, what a question, Miss Malone. And to answer, it all depends. Yes, it's flattering and a compliment when approached, though as a guy, one's used to or expected to make the first move. So men do like the chase, and they like confidence and honesty too. So men are still in that, want to pursue a woman type atmosphere, according to Mr. Joel from London. So thank you so much for your comment, Joel. Appreciate that. We also had Sean from Charleston, South Carolina. How you doing, Sean? And he says, by nature, we like to pursue, but by life's experience, a woman making the first move is appreciated. So Sean, you like it when a woman, steps to you. All right. He says, I've approached women, had a great conversation, and given my number, and have never received a call. I know, I could suck. So for me, I like when a woman makes the first move, because she's really interested, instead of going through the motions and getting your hopes up, and she never had intentions to call. You know what? And that brings up a really good point, I think, because at the end of the day, we're all humans, whether male, whether female, and we all have feelings. And so nobody wants to feel rejected. And so it's kind of like it puts the ball in either court, whether it's the male or the female, to do the approaching. And it seems like some guys are appreciated when a woman kind of steps up to the plate and makes the first move. So, all right, Sean, some good insight. So thank you. And I also put out, after I had received that particular comment from Sean, I kind of put out a feeler around like that feminine versus masculine nature. Because for me, at least growing up, I was always taught about, being the lady and allowing a man to pursue you, because, it's within a man's nature as a masculine characteristic or trait that men like to chase. Men like to conquer. If it's something that comes easy, then it's kind of like, whatever. But when you have to like work for it or go after it, then it's more desirable. And so it was really interesting to get some of these comments that we got back from a lot of the guys, because it kind of helped to, give a little bit different take, a little shift even in my perception of things. And so I asked in response to Sean's comment, and he said that it is, so a lot of what we're taught is by tradition. So tradition should change because people and things in life change. It used to be a tradition for women to stay home and raise the kids and not work, but it's 2015. And we know it's not the norm nowadays. So we got to lose traditional thinking and just be individuals. That's definitely something to think about. You're right. A lot of things do change. And it is that question whether it's tradition versus nature, especially when it comes to this whole relationship thing. So let's read a few more comments that we got from some guys. And hopefully, like I said, ladies, this is information that you want to know, that you need to know. Hopefully it helps you in your pursuit of getting drunk in love, because before you can get into the love part, you got to get into the relationship part, which means somebody got to approach somebody. So we also had Chad from New York. So funny how the city and the state, same name. But he says, someone has to act on it. If not, the connection may never, ever be made. Just let it be known. We're all adults here. And that is that's true. We're all adults. And quite frankly, somebody got to step up to the plate, say something, or opportunity will pass you by. And quite frankly, the only things in life that you end up regretting are the chances that you didn't take. So, and so then Chad actually had a follow-up comment where he broke down some different male types and their pursuit or how they deal with women. So this was really interesting. So hold the phone, ladies. So he says, some are in fear to say something. This is talking about men. So some are in fear to say something that could destroy any chance ever. This type would rather have an invite from the woman. Some others are not used to being in that type of arena. So this type will tell everybody except for the woman out of their uncomfort or fear. And don't we know that person? Don't you know somebody in your circle who will tell everybody and their grandma about somebody who they like, but never tell that person? So that's interesting. And then he says, then you have the adrenaline rush, passionate, all out or nothing rebel type. So when we want that woman, she'll know and will be approached unless, caveat, unless the lioness is out for the hunt first. Ow. I was like, where the lions at? And Chad promptly responded, boy, stop playing. That's what I'm talking about. So you just got to be a rebel. So we also had Sean from New Orleans who said that he likes the chase or the pursuit. He said, but generally I only put my running shoes on after I'm given a clear green light signal that it's okay to do so. Which, okay, that makes sense. And so I asked Sean, of course, as a follow-up, so what exactly, would dictate a green light for you? So how do you know it's a green light to go? And so Sean said the green light can manifest in many forms. It could be a look that's held for just a second or two too long, or a hand brush of the hair around her ear, followed by a coy smile. And he said, generally, in my experience, I know it's on when she touches my arm after I've made her laugh. And she says, you're so funny. So it looks like body language is a big key to, knowing whether it's on or not. And which is really true, because if you think about communication, the breakdown is words within communication is only 7% of communication. And then you have tone, your voice, the tone of your voice and the indentations that you make. And that's 38% of communication. And then 55% of communication is body language. So are you drunk in love? I'm saying. So the way that we respond to men in that way will let them know whether it's on or not. So thank you so much, Sean, for your insight. And then we also had Calvin from New Orleans as well. And he says, women don't normally approach guys. That's not their nature. And very few do. And as a gentleman, he's supposed to walk up to her. Women are gifts to men. Well. All right, Calvin. I like the way you think, sir. I do. And it's gift-giving season, so how you doing? Well, I just want to take a moment and share some of the comments that we had over our question about whether guys like to pursue women that they are interested in, or whether they like being approached by the woman. So hopefully some of this stuff has been insightful for you. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. If you're a guy, do you want to be approached, or do you want a woman to approach you? And ladies, how are you going about doing it? And is it working for you? Well, I'm Havilah Malone, and I will talk to you soon. If you have questions that you want answers to, then send them over to ask@havilahmalone.com. That's ask@havilahmalone.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Havilah Malone, because we want to make sure that you get answers that work.